Here we are.
Hey!
Hey!
Welcome.
God, I'm an ugly dude.
Well, Richard says he's ugly, and I'm like, oh, my hair's got, I've got hat head and fly away. The first thing we do is say, do we look good tonight?
No.
Happy 2018, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. You got any aspirations for the coming year, Richard?
Hey, 2017 was a pretty damn good year. So let's just keep it going.
Yeah, maybe, plumbing issues resolved.
Maybe I could resolve a plumbing issue.
Yeah,
How would that be?
yeah, we got a little plumbing issue. Living the dream. This is what happens. You find your true love, and then you get, the pipes go, the ice maker,
Right.
the
I'm an expert.
dishwasher,
I'm an expert in plumbing.
dryer.
Right.
It's cold. It's cold here, guys.
Maybe we should live in a shack.
Is it cold everywhere in the country right now? I think
I don't know.
my sister
Big
said
part
it
of the
was supposed
country,
to
yeah.
snow in Florida.
Florida, yeah.
Yeah. So we're all a little chilly, and but we got each other, so that's a good thing.
I got you, babe.
I got you, babe.
I don't know. That's about all I know.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Christine. Welcome. Thanks for coming out tonight, guys. Hey, Paul. So we got some questions. Should we just dive right in?
Why not?
All right. Let's see. Should we go with the lighter one? No, I shouldn't. I shouldn't.
Your choice. Don't ask me.
All right. All right. Let's go with the first one first. Dear Jill and Richard, I am at a loss as to how to stay in my 21-year marriage. When our youngest daughter leaves for college this fall, my wife and I will be empty nesters. We haven't had sex in over 2 years, and before that, it didn't happen more than a couple times a year.
Oh, boy.
My wife says she doesn't feel a connection with me anymore. We have seen a counselor a couple of times over the last 12 years, but the most he has had to offer now is that I have to decide whether or not to accept this as my new normal.
Yuck.
We don't fight, but we live like roommates, although we continue to share a bed. We are also on opposite sides of the political spectrum, and I suspect this may have something to do with her sense of disconnect. The little affection progress we were making died the night of the presidential election. Hi, Judy. She seems content to continue like this. I hate the notion of divorce, both for what it would mean spiritually and for what it would do to our family and friends. Can you help? That's it.
It sounds like it's really... I'm sorry. You didn't say ask Richard.
Oh, what do you think, Richard?
This is big. This is complex.
Yeah,
Once or twice a year for having sex?
that's not a lot.
No. And...
It's enough for me, but... Okay, just kidding.
All right.
No, I'm not. But you were saying?
And then nothing for... So, again, the bedroom is a reflection of what's going on the rest of your life. And it's a little bit, I don't want to say disconcerting, that the political election influenced your relationship. I don't know.
Does that seem really shocking? I think it's influenced a lot of relationships.
Well, yeah, but it's like you have a relationship, and where I'm conservative and you're liberal, I can still sit down and have a reasonable conversation with you and still love you. It's like the cart before the horse, or are you so wrapped in your political thoughts that just anyone who disagrees with you is your enemy? Then that's really not the point. What's going on here? There's something
but
bigger.
let's just acknowledge that this is the first man that's written in.
Okay.
So good for you.
Yes.
Good for you, and what courage you have. And also, you seem like you're very committed to your relationship. So I applaud you for that, and I feel for your situation. Yeah, there's a few components here. I guess I can, I can speak to You said your sense is that that you're opposite sides of the political spectrum, and that you suspect this may have something to do with her sense of disconnect, and that you sensed a shift after the presidential election. You know, I can speak to that a little bit, because do you remember that I had a lot of mixed feelings. I think for me, the core feeling was that I wanted to be sure that Richard respected me as a woman, and that he valued, my feelings and thoughts and opinions about things, and also that I valued my own opinions, and that I felt that as a woman that I'm equal, that I'm valuable, that my 2 cents counts. And I think that was something that without getting too much into the political web, it's so easy to do now, but but my personal concern as a woman was that I wanted to be sure that what mattered to me mattered to Richard. And so when I read that, I thought of that, because it could be that she's feeling afraid, that I don't know, that maybe she doesn't matter. I would definitely check in with her about that. And also, again, I know there were a few shows back, there was another a woman that had written in about they were about to become empty nesters, and that can be a really daunting time. Because it's I don't know how I would handle it myself. My whole life revolves around the activity of the kids and being with them, and I don't know that we're ever going to get an empty nest, actually, but
Probably not.
but no, I mean, for people whose kids are really all going off to college, and there's no grandkids and there's no younger kids, I really do feel for you, and I think that it's it can be a wonderful time. But somehow I guess there's a gap, and somehow
Well, I think that's what's my feeling is that's what's going on. There's a gap.
right.
There's something that's going on between this man and his wife where they're just not on the same page, and
Right.
and they're not connecting emotionally. Dumb statement, of course, right? That's why you're writing in. But and I would think that's why the political situation has come in to be so strong, because there's no connection. You and I just go past the politics. Because I respect you and you respect me.
Well, sure, yeah. It's you gotta, hey Shelley, you gotta have room for the differences, I think, especially in an intimate relationship. I mean, and I feel like the best interactions I've had with people in my family, friends, people I meet on the street who have differing political opinions, is to really understand where they're coming from. We all have our reasons why we feel drawn to this side or that side, or
Well, of course, because you work in the social, I don't want to say social welfare, but the mental health.
Yeah.
You work with people, and you see people every day that are impacted by governmental regulation. I work in the financial industry. I see every day finances impacted by government regulation. So you have a spin on it, and I have a spin on it, and we both like our worlds to be better. But I don't know a lot about this social situation, the mental health situation, and so you have to explain it to me, work it through with me, and I might say, "Oh, okay, now I know where you're coming from."
yeah.
But that
And then there's the whole sex thing. I always feel really careful when I talk about this, but you're right there, sweetie.
I'm choking on my coffee.
Oh my
It's okay.
gosh.
I'm fine.
You'll be okay. Okay.
I'll be okay.
So, in a long-term relationship, sex is a really big form of communication. So, what I've experienced in my relationship with Richard, I hope you don't mind, is that, you know, our regular sex life affects our communication in every area. So, so if that's not happening, then there's definitely tension. Things start to really feel off, and it can happen pretty quickly. And I know that, sometimes it gets challenging when it's been a really long time and you don't know, like, how do we even, like, it's so awkward now. Like, how do we,
3 or 4 days.
really. But, but it's sort of, it's almost like a sacred thing in our relationship that's, okay, let's face it. I think for the most part, in a long-term relationship, men want a lot more sex than women do. I mean, I was only half joking when I said I would be fine with twice a year.
Really?
But the thing is that it's sort of like, and again, I don't want to take the romance out of it because I do enjoy it, but it's kind of like, you do your squats if you want to keep your legs and your butt in shape, and you do your aerobics if you want to keep your heart in shape. You can't just sit back and think about it and, have all that work. It's definitely, it's an effort that you make. Can I just speak for the women? It's an effort that we make, and to sort of keep the engine going. And, I say that it's a broad brush because I know there's things that come up. We have, lots of different things that get in the way. And, I think that's worth a conversation on the side. So, definitely contact me. But
by all means.
I just think the overall success of the relationship with communicating about all kinds of things, really.
Well, as we've said here before, the bedroom is oft times where the relationship, the results of what's going on in the relationship prove themselves out. Right. And I sort of go the other way of what you're just saying about you got to do your squats. If things are off a little bit, if one of us is not feeling comfortable with something, it gets expressed to the bedroom, and we gotta deal with that. And then we can
if something's really bothering me, honestly, I can't get there. I just can't. Like, I just won't even bother.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, so this is the man writing in. So, I really wish you the best in being able to, make a connection with your wife. And, I don't know. Do you have any suggestions as to how to reach out initially, or
a conversation? I always want to say, look under the hood. I would ask you to use Jill in her coaching program to sort of work it through a little bit, see if there's anything else that's going on. That's where I would be with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, feel free to get in touch with me.
And I wish you luck. The fact that you're writing a letter and saying, hey, this is what's going on, is a big positive for you and the way you feel about the relationship.
Yeah.
And again, let me just throw it in. I know nothing. I'm here just to be with Jill. That's the only reason I'm here, just to be with you.
You're a genius, admit it.
No, I'm not.
All right, so we're going to go on to question number 2 now.
Okay, that's fine. Let's do it.
All right. Dear Jill and Richard, I have been single for more than a year and playing the field having casual relationships, but never anything I was too invested in. Recently, I have met someone that I hit it off really well with. The only issue so far is that he has a child, and I don't know that I'm ready to be a mom. That being said, I would love to spend more time with this man and even with his child. I don't know how to open up and tell him how I feel or what his reaction would be, and I don't want to jeopardize this new relationship.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I almost want to role play it. Hey, I really like you.
Oh, well, we could go a number of ways, I suppose.
Let's try one.
We could do a couple different scenarios.
Try one. Your choice.
Okay. You like me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I really like you too.
Yeah. You're really
Yeah.
neat. But there's,
You're really neat.
yeah. And I really like your hair. And I like your, no, but,
Yeah.
but you,
No, I'm the woman, the writer's a
are
woman.
you the
so-
woman?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so you're the
yeah,
one. Go ahead.
I'll be
Give
the
it to
woman.
me. All right, go ahead.
So I really like you. I'm really having a nice time getting to know you, and
Yeah.
I want to kind of see where this goes.
Okay.
I'm just not really sure that I'm ready to be a parent, and I don't know. Like I don't know. I just feel like I should tell you.
Well, you don't have to be a parent. I have a kid. I like the kid. And the kid sort of likes you too. But,
Yeah, I just
just-
worry, like, as we get more involved, like, I don't know, like, what if it turns out that I just,
tell you what.
I don't know, that I that I don't want to do that,
Well, then it happens that way. But I'd say, how would you feel about just hanging out with me? And
I could do that.
and we'll see where it goes. Because, I like you. I'm willing to put the time in with you and understand that you don't know what you want to be as far as a parent is concerned, and you don't have to be a parent. Just hang with me. Be my partner.
All right, well, thanks.
Okay? All right.
Yeah.
So, you want to go out with me and my kid right now?
So Richard's a really nice guy, everybody. So he's pretty much easygoing about. Hey, Suzanne, he's pretty much easygoing about everything. You could get the response like, hey, you know what? I don't want my kid getting attached to you, and and then you're gone. So you gotta, if you're feeling unsure, you gotta go now. I don't know. I mean, it depends on this guy. But the thing also, when Richard was expressing his openness to how I was feeling. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Amy. I was feeling that I was feeling almost like, and I'm not sure if this is what's going on for you because you didn't say in the letter, but I was almost feeling your maybe feelings of inadequacy. Like if you haven't been a parent yet, maybe there's a little bit of like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to mother, and this guy's a father, and like I get with this kid, and I'm like, like what the heck do I do? And those feelings of
Well,
inadequacy.
It's
so
on the parental handbook. I think it's on page 14. No,
yeah,
it
I
just-
mean,
kids
folks,
don't-
I'll say, hey, Deborah. I'll just tell you that I don't know if you know this. Some of you know this about me, but I have a special needs son, and so, someone stepping in to take that on was really huge and not going to be for everybody, and it certainly wasn't. And Richard, I'm sure, although he loved me and he loved the kids, I'm sure there are plenty of times, and still are times, where he's just like, holy cow, like I don't even know how to
Well,
touch this. And it happens,
yeah, of course it does.
Yeah. and
There's some days I can handle it well, and some days I want to go out and cut wood.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think it sounds, I think it sounds like it's worth a conversation and see where it goes from there. And, and
I wouldn't shut the door because he has a kid.
right.
I would explore with an open mind and an open heart the guy that you seem to like. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. And I would also say, I don't, does it say how long? It just said recently. Okay. There's no need to necessarily bring the kid right into it either. I mean, that's just another, little devil's advocate there. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, you being able to, date this guy, just the two of you. And I don't know what his situation is, whether there's, another parent that helps out or if he has sitters, but.
Well, the kid's 25 and he lives in Dad's basement.
Right, but it doesn't say how old the child is either. But,
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, I think to probably see what's going to happen with that relationship too, since it sounds like you're saying you're not sure if you want to be a mom, but that sounds like it's open to, discovery.
Well,
So
that also could be like something you're throwing at it to make it not work.
right. It's because it sounds like it could be a serious relationship.
But again, I'm no pro. You're the pro.
You're a little bit of a pro, Richard.
No, I'm just here.
So, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. And, as always, it's really great to be able to ponder your relationship challenges. And please feel free to message me and let me know how it's going and get some feedback. And also,
follow-up would be cool.
yeah, follow up, let us know. And, you can take advantage of the free coaching session that I offer, too, if you want a little bit of extra intensive. So, and so keep warm, everybody. If it's cold where you are, like it is here,
Yeah, I can't take this 80
keep
degree
warm.
weather anymore.
Make yourself happy. Lots of self-care right now, I think, is important in this deep freeze that's just going to get colder, I guess, a little bit. But hey, it's winter, so that's what happens, right?
It gets cold in the winter.
It gets cold.
I've
yeah.
heard that.
Yeah. Yeah. Before long, little daffodils and tulips will be poking up their little heads.
We didn't plant our daffodils.
But how about that moon, huh? The super moon?
Yeah,
Very
it's
nice.
beautiful.
So, guys, thanks for coming out.
I had a
Thanks
thought,
for watching
but
the
I
replay.
lost my thought.
What, do you want to kiss?
Oh, always want to kiss.
All right, everybody. Good night. We love you. And we'll see you next week.
That's it. Keep the questions coming because that's great. We enjoy answering questions.
Yeah, it's like the glue in our relationship now. Yeah, so you guys got to send the questions.
That's the glue?
It's the glue, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, our little
What about
powwow on Wednesday
What about
nights.
that other stuff?
All right, everybody. Have a good one.
All right.
See you
Good night.
later. Good night.